Okay, so I want to get you into graduate school. First, I want to encourage you to realize that it's a great idea to go to graduate school because we have a few myths in particular about the PhD, and I want to kind of dispel those myths and talk about the advantages. So, graduate education is associated with, of course, higher income and lower unemployment. But that also includes the PhD, because you'll hear some faculty say, don't get a PhD. You won't get a faculty job. So I actually went to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I said, what happens to PhDs that don't get faculty jobs? And they say, they're forced to accept an increase in pay. So if you get a PhD and you don't get a faculty job, you'll earn more than if you do get a faculty job. So unemployment rate for PhDs is 2.2%. It's really, really low. It's lower than the unemployment rate for doctors, lawyers, dentists, and veterinarians. So it's absolutely a falsehood to say that PhDs are unemployed. And so their income is robust. A full professor median income is $122,000 a year. Median income or average income for all people with a PhD is $130,000 a year. So that's really robust. So I know that many of you don't, because I'm in Portland, don't care about money at all. So So I thought I would give you some other things that you get with graduate education. You get jobs with more autonomy. That means that you get to plan your day, and you don't have a boss on your shoulder saying, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. And that increased autonomy is associated with increased subjective well-being. So if you're looking for the kinds of careers where you get to own your world, graduate education is a great thing. I collect weird research on things that influence lifetime earnings. And so let me share some with you. So the biggest one of all, I'm just going to cut to the conclusion, is graduate education. It's bigger than anything else. But there's some of this other stuff that's kind of fascinating. Did you know that if you were a tall male in high school, it's associated with increased income? But if you got tall in college, it has no influence on your lifetime income. So it's in high school where this takes its effect. Height and income are not associated in women, so it's no advantage to you. But here's my favorite one. If you're good looking, it increases your income. But if you're drop dead gorgeous, it actually drops your income below the median. So I've always been really careful just to be super good looking and not slip over into gorgeous. I don't want to damage my income potential by, it's something you got to watch. So, but graduate education trumps all. It really trumps everything. And so I want to encourage you, if you like things like that, to think about going for the graduate degrees. A key to graduate degrees, I think, for many people is to go for free. Would you like me to spend some time today talking about how to go to graduate school for free? Who cares about this a lot? Okay. You'll bring it up in about 40 minutes? Okay, all right. Don't forget. You won't forget? Okay, because you realize if you do forget, you'll cost the people in this room like millions of dollars. And I'm leaving on a plane tomorrow, but you're not. And so it could be a really long year for you if you don't ask that question in about 40 minutes. So, all right, good. So I want to talk about how to go to grad school for free. And so let me just bring up how you get started. And let me find out how many of you are juniors. Juniors. Okay, how many of you are going to graduate this year in the winter or the next spring? Interesting, only a couple of juniors. Who are the rest of you? You heard there was free pizza? What? Are there any freshmen in here? Not a one. Sophomores? Okay, all right. Good luck. No, actually, it's too late for the seniors. I really only came to talk to you. Okay, so I'm going to make some assumptions. I'm going to model everything as if you're going to apply right now. Can we do that? Would that work? Okay, because if you're a sophomore, you won't forget. You'll still remember. But the seniors, they have to worry a little bit. So let's make them worry. Okay, so let's start out with your target, and then I want to talk about geography for a moment. So there's kind of two models for this. Portland State University has a tremendous number of great graduate programs, and then you have a specific interest. So those are two approaches, okay? So let's say that you're interested in what Portland State has to offer, and by the way, you always put your alma mater at the top of your list. So if you're building a list of schools, Portland State's going to be on it anyway. But for some of you, it's like the main thing, okay? So when it's the main thing, you mold yourself to the programs that are at the university. But when you start to look nationwide, and for many of you, I'm going to push a novel concept. Looking nationwide is actually a huge advantage to you if you would like to go to grad school for free. Unfortunately, sometimes people have this weird idea that you'll keep living where you're living and commute, and that will somehow save you money. But it doesn't save you money if you pay tuition. If I could find someone else that would pay you to get the degree, then you could move and you would still be okay. But not only that, Portland State University will love you more if you tell them you have a full funding offer from the University of Texas at Austin. Nothing makes a school love you more than another school giving you a full ride. So if you are here, if your desire is to be right here at Portland State, sometimes applying nationwide is a good thing to do. There's other reasons. In your future, you're going to be a college professor. I can tell it. And so you're going to advise people, and it helps to advise them if you've done a full-on search yourself. So that's some things for you to think about. All right. So what's that? A diaper? That's novel. That's the United States of America, right there. Yeah, here we are, right there. Okay. You can see it now, right? Do I have to draw Maine on there, or are we just going to trust me? I know where it is. Florida is oversized. Do you know how many people live in Florida? I was just there yesterday. There's a lot of people in Florida. I didn't realize that. So I want to encourage you to think about looking nationwide, even if your intention is to stay in Portland or the University of Oregon. And there's a bunch of reasons for this. Let's say that you want to be a college professor in Oregon. The best thing you can do is go away to a highly ranked program and come back because of a rule called the no incest rule and the law of descending prestige. How many of you want to be college professors someday, at some point? Just some of you. Interesting. Okay. What I really want you to do is, I don't want you to do that thing where you say, I don't want to go down there because it's hot and people talk funny. Because I used to live in Portland, and I know some of you think that. Okay? But I want to encourage you not to think that, because in fact, it doesn't matter where you go to graduate school, because graduate students are not allowed to go outside. So it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter what the weather is outside. You're not going to be outside. Your future is a windowless room at 68 degrees for years. And so, just get used to that idea and settle into it and think about looking nationwide. Okay, so there's two models. If you want to look locally, you're really going to have to mold yourself to the programs that are available locally. I'll just pretend you're a history person. Okay, so maybe you have this interest in a very particular area of history, but if you're going to mold yourself to the local programs that are within a commute of this spot, you got to go look at what they're good at and then mold yourself to them. But if you look nationwide, you can have some dedication to your topic. Okay, so let's start out with our topics.